The SNL News organization has more than 200 reporters and a number of offices around the globe. We cover 8 sectors, including financial institution, energy, and a number of others. We are a traditional news organization in the sense that we're talking to live voices, producing proprietary content, and breaking news and writing trim pieces, which as a result allows us to produce up to 400 stories per day. In fact, last year, we wrote more than 100,000 stories and accounted for about a quarter of the usage on the SNL platform. We now have offices here in New York, Hong Kong, London, Arlington, and a number of others. Particularly, the expansion has been really large in our global offices in India, Pakistan, and Manila. And that expansion allowed us to produce much higher quality proprietary content that really puts us at a competitive position with the likes of the Wall Street Journal, Bloomberg, and Reuters. We really compete with anybody who is writing anything about our space because we simply write so much about our respective sectors. My title is Senior Editor and New York Bureau Chief, and I have duties associated with those titles, but really the core part of my day comes down to covering the financial institutions sector broadly, and even more specifically the bank sector. I ultimately don't have a typical day. For instance, a few weeks ago, we had one of the biggest deals in our sector pop up, and I dropped everything else I was planning on to work on that story. In my role as Bureau Chief, I work with the other reporters here in New York on their longer form content. And while they're more experts in their sectors, I can really help serve as a resource on really all things finance. I also serve as a mentor to some of our global reporters, primarily in our Pakistan office. And while I work with them on best ways to cover the sector and help try to educate them on best ways to approach producing original content, sometimes we simply just have a discussion talking about the bank sector in general, working to improve their institutional knowledge so they can better understand the sectors that they cover. People used to always ask why SNL had a news organization, because we started off as a data company. But now I think they recognize news is really what keeps the product sticky, keeps folks coming back, because it's not just updated every day, it's updated 24 hours a day. We cover everything you need to know, and we tell you what it means to you. We often hear from senior leaders, bank CEOs, that they start and they end their day with SNL News. I was once fortunate enough to be at a conference where I was talking with a bank CEO who said that he basically makes a lot of his strategic decisions based on our news. Right as that was happening, Mike Chin happened to be walking by, and I grabbed the client and said, "Hey, have you met our CEO, Mike?" And he was happy to tell Mike the same thing. News is a thought leader in our sectors. We're even, in some cases, competing with the analyst community, highlighting emerging trends, ideas that investors, executives need to know about, red flags they need to watch out for. Because at our best, we're really experts in our industry.